I'm the Director of Marketing here at ARI. I'd first like to take the opportunity to thank the EDA for this opportunity. At ARI, we really love the opportunity to share best practices on digital marketing with constituents of organizations like yours. The rules are always changing. It's our full-time job to keep up, and it definitely is a full-time job. I'd love to introduce Kayleigh Filo, a digital marketing specialist here at ARI. Kayleigh, can you talk a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis related to digital marketing and people like the members of EDA?
Yes, of course. I work with a large variety of clients, and we work on their website, digital marketing strategy, best practices, and everything we do where our goal is to drive more leads and business to all the dealerships. So I have a lot of tips and tricks that we'll be able to share today that has proven successful.
Yeah, and I think that that's so great. We've got hundreds of dealers that we work with from a digital marketing perspective, thousands that we have their websites, and we really are trying to, I think you make such a great point, we really are trying to drive traffic, drive leads, and drive more business into your doors. So without further ado, let's get rolling. We're going to kick off, and Alex is going to help us get this rolling. We really want you to think about this question. What percentage of your monthly income is, or your revenue, I'm sorry, is coming from your digital marketing sources? 0 to 25%, 26 to 50, 51 to 75, 76 to 100, or not sure. We'll give you just a minute to answer this question, but anecdotally, we've asked this question before in surveys that we've done with our clients and our prospects and other dealers across the country, and we either get really low numbers or we get that people aren't sure. And it's really thinking about that attribution model. Kayleigh, in your experience with your clients, do you have that conversation about how digital marketing is driving an ROI for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to, whenever I start working with a client, I love to know where they're spending their marketing dollars as a whole. I can see if it's radio, print, website, email marketing, PPC, digital display campaigns, and from there we can definitely fine tune and see where to continue to invest more money.
Yeah, and I think that this is right on target with what we've seen before. 68% of you aren't sure what percentage of your revenue is coming from these digital marketing services. You're obviously not alone there, but today as we're thinking about some of these best practices related to digital marketing, we really want to make sure that we're tying all those efforts to their rewards. So We'll talk more about that throughout the course of the presentation, but that's always the effort, the money, the time that I'm putting into my marketing, what am I getting back out of it? We've had a lot of dealers over the years get super excited about social media, and there are definitely things to be excited about social media, but it's why. What do we think we're going to get out of these different channels, and where can we best invest our limited time, resources, and budget? All right, so the do's and don'ts of digital marketing. Your website, email, and paid ads all are really going to help you reach a wide audience if you're using them the right way. So we're going to dive in and really talk about ways that you can be as effective as you can be with your budget. So one of the things we really want you to think about, and I'll have you talk a little bit about this, Kayleigh, I'm not just going to read the slides to you guys, don't worry, is we want you to think about your website as an online store. So what do we mean by that? What does that thought process look like to you, Kayleigh?
Right, in 2018, it is almost required to have a website now. What do you do if you're looking for a restaurant? You probably either have your favorites, you ask for recommendations, or you Google it and you look and you try to find exactly what you need. That is true for any industry. So if you're looking for new equipment, where are you going to go? You're probably going to Google. You're going to find dealers near you. You're going to do your research, and you're going to do that all online. So you definitely need a website presence. It's kind of like the lobby of your dealership.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way to think about it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that online store has to have, because just like your physical location, if you didn't have any inventory, if you didn't have any people there to service those customers, people would walk right out. No one would ever even begin to dream of having an empty facility with maybe just a pile of catalogs sitting there. But that's what so many dealers do online. So we really want to help you get an understanding of what you need to be doing on your website. So we want you to stock your site like you stock your shelves. So think about it. Is your website organized and easy to use? Is that inventory front and center? Can your customers find your hours and contact information quickly? This is one where we see people mess up all the time, and so much of the time I'm looking to call you, I'm looking to see if you're open. So make sure that you're getting these things right. And then this one's super key. We're talking about leads, right? Mm-hmm. We want to generate these leads coming to the dealership based on the website. But if you don't have forms that are easy to fill out, and this is a secondary key that we see so many people drop the ball on, are you responding to them? You totally cannot, and we've seen this happen time and again. We've done secret shopping where you've gotten the forms correct, and then you've got somebody checking that inbox maybe every other day, maybe twice a week, and that just isn't enough. What advice would you give to somebody as they're looking at this list? Where should you start to think about optimizing what's happening on your website?
Absolutely. There's a couple of really minor things. If you have a website, pretty much in your footer, that should be where all of your address, phone number, and hours are probably going to be displayed there. And that's typical. If you're searching for anything, you usually scroll down to the bottom or the top to find the phone number. You can also make your phone number clickable on your website. So when a lot of traffic, we're going to talk about it, is on mobile phones. So when somebody's on their cell phone, they see a phone number, they just want to click it, and it's going to automatically call your dealership. Forms, absolutely make them really easy to fill out. Like, do you really need to know their full address, or is first name, last name, email, phone numbers okay? And you can definitely start to think about what form blanks to maybe edit out, so it's really easy to have a customer fill out.
Yeah, and something that's great to look at is take a look at what's happening with those forms. So, work with your digital marketing and your website provider to get an idea of how many people are bouncing away from those forms. So if you're doing a great job attracting people to the site, a lot of people are engaged with those forms, and that's where you have the drop off. That's where you know that you've got some room for growth there. So we're going to sound like broken records, but it's understanding what's happening and being able to refine what's going on with your digital marketing is super key. We see far too many small business owners who are wearing 17 different hats get stuff going, and they see their online presence as sort of a set it and forget it prospect. Spending just a little bit of time trusting the experts that you're working with for your website and your digital marketing, and challenging them to give you, results and to refine those is huge, and can really make the difference between, a 20 to 30% increase in website traffic and a 20 to 30% increase in those conversion rates. And that adds up to some real money with the level of equipment you guys are selling in your locations.
I definitely want to also touch on is your inventory front and center. I work with a large tractor dealership, and he just doesn't have brochures on his site. He goes and takes 6 pictures of every single tractor, loads them on the site, and he sees more leads than dealers I work with who don't do that stuff at all. Not only is that showing your customers exactly what your inventory is, it also helps your bottom line for your SEO and your website efforts. His pictures for some of his tractors that he just takes on his cell phone actually rank, and they rank above like the Massey Ferguson line. So it's just really easy to do. ARI makes it really easy to do with our websites. So it just adds that next level to your site.
Yeah, and I think, another form related thing that we're going to talk about quick is thinking about service. So many locations are so focused on making that initial sale, but we all know that especially, you've got commercial accounts, you've probably got some farm accounts. Those guys are your bread and butter, and you want to make it super easy for them to bring their equipment in for service. Somebody, outside of your normal working hours, people are going to encounter service issues, and if you can make it super easy for them to fill out that form, you'll call them first thing in the morning when you get in to